Hi, I'm Leanne, and welcome to my small batch Big Taste Kitchen and week 3 of Cookie Month. Now, no holiday Christmas cookie plate would be complete without this cookie. It is the perfect balance of peanut butter and chocolate. It is the peanut butter blossom. But instead of making 2 dozen cookies, today we're only making 6. So there's enough to enjoy, maybe share a few, but no judgment if you want to enjoy them all yourself. Now these cookies are soft and chewy, and it's a recipe that I got over 40 years ago from my husband's aunt. Now the classic peanut butter blossom cookie has a chocolate Hershey's Kiss in the middle. But if you don't have any kisses on hand, go ahead and just use 5 or 6 milk chocolate chips, and they work perfectly. Then we're going to start by adding some sugar into this softened butter, and I have 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar and 2 tablespoons of light brown sugar. And then we're gonna add in the important ingredient, peanut butter. I'm using this natural Jif creamy peanut butter, but if you have chunky will do. Then you want 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. There we go. And then we are just gonna take our little hand mixer. You could also mix this by hand and cream those ingredients together. And one trick with these small batch recipes, because there's not a lot of ingredients, you want to make sure your bowl is not too small but not too big, okay? Because it is going to dance around a bit. And I found that using my hand mixer on a lower speed versus a higher speed helps to get it all incorporated together. All right, once you have all that mixed in, we are going to add in some egg. Now for this, we are only going to use 2 tablespoons of beaten egg. So I've taken 1 egg, beat it up with a fork, and we're just going to measure out 2 tablespoons. Now you're going to have a little bit left over, probably about another 2 tablespoons, depending on the size of your egg. But check out my other, some single serve giant cookies up there. They are the perfect way to use up that extra egg. And then we're going to add in a little vanilla, a 1/4 teaspoon or so. You know me, I measure with my heart when it comes to vanilla extract. And go ahead and mix that together. All right, it should be light and creamy and a little fluffy. All right, and I almost forgot one more wet ingredient. We need 1/2 tablespoon of milk, and you can just use whatever kind of milk you have in your refrigerator. And let's just mix that in. All right. Now we're ready. We're going to add in our dry ingredients. And I have 1/4 cup plus 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. We're going to use 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. All right, and then go ahead and mix that together. All right, you want to mix together just until all those dry ingredients are incorporated and you don't see any dry flour. All right, this is a pretty soft dough, so I'm going to chill the dough just for 20-30 minutes just to help it set up a little bit and make this a little bit easier to work with. Our dough is chilled, so we are ready to form our cookies, and we're going to make 6 cookies, 6 medium-sized cookies. If you want to make them bigger, go ahead and make 4. I probably wouldn't make them any smaller, but it's the perfect amount of dough for these 6 cookies. Yeah, we're gonna cook them at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for just 6 to 8 minutes, just until the edges look set and start to get lightly golden brown. This is a cookie you don't want to overcook because then you're gonna lose that yummy, chewy texture. Now, while our cookies are baking, we're gonna go ahead and prep, because what would a peanut butter blossom be without a Hershey's Kiss on top? Well, I'll tell you, if you don't have any Hershey Kisses, you can totally use just 5 or 6 chocolate chips. I like to use milk chocolate chips, and I use those instead of a Hershey Kiss, and they work just great. You still get that peanut butter chocolate combination. But we're gonna prep these because as soon as I pull these out of the oven, we're gonna wanna add the chocolate. You wanna add the chocolate while the cookie is nice and warm so that it kind of gets down in there and it stays attached to the cookie. Now, there's all kinds of flavored Hershey Kisses out there. You don't have to use milk chocolate. It would be fun to use maybe the cookies and cream one, or whatever fun new flavor they've come out with this holiday season. Well, our cookies are out. They've just started to turn golden brown. I did bake mine for 8 minutes, but it's gonna vary depending on your oven, of course. Now we're gonna take those little chocolate kisses and we're gonna push them right down into the middle. Now, like I said, you can get creative with what you use here. Chocolate chips, different flavored kisses. One year I even bought one of those, or I might have made it, I don't know, those salted caramel rolls. And I actually sliced it up into slices and put a slice of the caramel roll right in the middle of the peanut butter cookie. It was so good. Now I'm gonna let them cool just for another minute or two on the cookie sheet, and then I'm gonna remove them to a cooling rack to let them cool completely. All right, thanks for joining me for week 3 of a cookie month, and I hope you enjoy this classic holiday cookie. But if it's not a holiday right now when you're watching this video, don't wait for one to make it. Give it a try. It is so good, so yummy. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen, and I'll see you next week.